Hey guys, I'm actually off the side of the road here on 32, US Highway 32, and I'm on what's called the Devil's Backbone, and it's a little, there's a highway right there, and there's a little like side rest area here so that you can come out and enjoy the view. And I don't know how good you can see it. Let me see if I can get a better view if I walk down here. It's a huge valley. It's all covered with weeds here, but check that out. Try and zoom in for you there. Goes way out there. And this is my view. This is my game hunting view. When I go out game hunting, this is what I see. Pretty cool, huh? So you see some of my, I don't know what all these crosses are doing here. Shit, looks like a Blair Witch one. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a little bit of my view of what I see every time I go game hunting. See if you can get a better view. Okay guys, so here's my haul from that little pawn shop I love visiting. I usually stop there on the way going to the theater. It's right off the side of the road. It's a little honey hole, man. I swear, it's in a little town. Nobody knows it's there because, I mean, this place has racks and racks of these games, and I can only go in and get so many at a time because I can only play so many at a time. But it's been about 3 or 4 weeks since I've picked these up, and the reason why it's been so long to show you these pickups, if you're on my Facebook, then you've already seen these. But the reason why it's taken me so long to do this pickups video is because I wanted to play these games and talk to you guys about these games. So whether to warn you to get them or to stay clear as fucking away from them as possible. So let's get right to all these games I picked up. Alright, first up here on the chopping block, we have Fight Club. Now Fight Club, the movie, is a pretty cool movie in concept, but the game did not translate well at all to the movie. If you want the Fight Club experience, either read the book or watch the movie, because you will not get that same experience from playing this shitty game. Where do I even begin? It's like a Tekken, like a discount Tekken knockoff. Like seriously, like there's no special powers obviously because it's like real world, but it's literally just like a fighting simulator. Like, I don't even want to say it's like Tekken. It's just a cheap fighting game with the most horrendous storyline. I played for, I don't even know, I lost count how long I played this for. It was over an hour, and I got to a point where I had to fight this dude named Chemical Guy. It's a mission where you have to break his arm, but I have no fucking clue how to break his arm. I have no clue, and it shows it here in the back. It shows how you can break his arm, and I couldn't figure it out. I must have killed him over 20 times before I just fucking rage quit and threw this shit out because I couldn't take it anymore. It's a horrible game. Steer as far away from this game as possible. Alright, next up here we have Chess Master for the original Xbox. And I went kind of like on a PlayStation 2 Xbox binge because they have so many there that it's a great way to up your collection for really cheap. I mean, $1.50. I wasn't going to leave Chess Master behind, even though it's a really boring game.
Bishop takes h3. e3.
I started off in normal mode, playing a simple game against the computer, and oh my god, it's so boring. I didn't really go too much into the features. I played the computer once or twice, and just hear how it sounds.
E takes f4.
It sounds so boring. It's just AI, robotic voice, and I didn't go too much, like I said earlier, into the features. But it's basically just a regular chess game. You play against the computer. There's a mentor mode where it shows you how to play. There, it's a teacher as well. And overall, I just didn't have fun. If you're gonna play a chess game, if for whatever reason you're jonesing to play a chess game, pick up that battle chess from the NES. That original NES game was a lot more fun because you could see them turning into animation, and then they had death animations, and that was just more 8-bit cleverness for me. So if I'm going to play, for whatever reason I got of jonesing for chess, I'm going to pop in that original NES battle chess before I put in Chess Master for the original Xbox. So I really loved this movie, and I was happy to see that they made an adaptation for it for the original Xbox, and it's Disney's Pixar's Finding Nemo. I loved this movie. It was so awesome and clever, and I was happy to see it in game form. And to be honest, I was only going to play about an hour just to tell you a little bit about it. But it's really simple gameplay, and it just kind of captured me because it's really just like the movie. It's for children. Well, this game is for children. It was really simple to play. You just go through a bunch of rings. You're going through tunnels to find your friends. You're doing really simple tasks. The game wasn't hard at all, really. It wasn't hard. And believe it or not, instead of just playing 1 hour, 1 hour led to 2 hours, 2 hours led to 3, and before you know it, I was done! In 3.5 hours, I finished Finding Nemo. So I don't think I would have paid $60 when this first came out. No way in hell. For a 3.5 hour game, oh, I would have been pissed. But for $1.50, it was a good way to kill 3 hours. If you have 3 hours to kill, and this game is super cheap, go ahead and do it. It's a time killer. It's all it is. It's a time killer. It's just fun, mindless fun. So I was excited to pick up this Hulk, since the last time I went to the pawn shop, I picked up the other Incredible Hulk, which was this one, the Incredible Hulk. This one just says Hulk, but I picked up the Incredible Hulk for the PlayStation 2 a little while back ago, before this trip, and I got excited. I was like, ooh, it's on Xbox, the graphics are going to be cool. While the graphics are okay, I really didn't like this version of the Hulk. It was not that good. The missions were so boring. It's like you're the Hulk, but at the same time, it's hard for you to be the Hulk. Or in a sense, like you're fighting these enemies, but I don't feel like the Hulk. When I played this game, I felt like the Hulk. You could jump buildings. You can go anywhere you wanted. You can beat the living snot out of anything. It made you feel invincible. I never really died. I played this for hours on end, and I never died once. I played this game, and I just couldn't. I kept dying. I'm like, this is really stupid. And then it puts you in a position at some point where you turn into Dr. Banner. And it's like, I know that he's part of the game. I really do. Because it is Dr. Banner. But at what point do you think it's wise to turn him into Dr. Banner when he's got freaking enemies blasting at him and he has no real way of fighting? He's not the Hulk. So why put me in that situation? I'm playing a Hulk game. It says so right on the cover. It says Hulk. So you expect to be playing as the Hulk the whole time, but not true, says this game. So if you were to pick a game based on the Hulk to play, I highly recommend this one. Get this one. If it's for cheap and you want it for the collection, by all means. But if you're going to actually play this game, where you want to play as the Hulk and you want to just kick the living ass shit out of everything, play this one. Alright, so I know you're going to be thinking, why did you pick up that game? It's probably really dumb and boring. And well, I didn't think so, because I love the franchise. I loved watching the movie, and of course I'm talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. This is the first, well, I don't even want to say it's the first movie, because it's not really based on the movie. It's just, if you think it's based off of like Jack Sparrow or anything like that, I didn't get that off of this, because I didn't start off that way, and I'm not doing this game any justice by only taking a few minutes to talk about it, because I only played about 1.5 to 2 hours in this game, and I gotta tell you, this is my type of game. This right here are exactly why I go out game hunting, because these are the type of games that just fill up my time with joy, because I love RPGs. I love long games. And ever since I played Fallout 3, I just fell in love with Bethesda. And then when I saw that Bethesda made this game, and for $1.50, I couldn't resist. I just couldn't resist. And when you start the game off, you start off as this like English captain, and it starts off with a tutorial. Your first mate takes you through this tutorial, and I loved it right away, because it's like real-time battle where you level up. And it's not like turn-based or anything. It's just like playing a Bethesda game like Fallout or something, Fallout 3 or something. It was really cool. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. It's set in old pirate times, and I've always wanted to play something like that, open world, where you play as either a pirate or an English captain, and for the price, I just couldn't leave this behind. It was $1.50, like I said earlier, and it has great graphics for the Xbox. I couldn't believe how good the graphics were and this game came out in 2003. So this game's over 13 years old, and it still holds up well today. So for a cheap price, I highly recommend you get this game. So in my opinion, Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate for the original Xbox has to be by far the best Dead or Alive game in the series. In my opinion, it beats out Dead or Alive 3. Now I know this series strayed off into a weird thing with the Dead or Alive volleyball. Not that I'm complaining, I mean, boobs, right? But this game, it came in a 2-pack with Dead or Alive 1, but I only saw part 2 there. I didn't see part 1. If I saw 1, I would have grabbed it for sure, but it came in a sleeve. If I remember correctly, these went into sleeves. I was just too happy to pick this one up. I don't have this one. I played it back in the day. This is from 2004, and guys, let me tell you, if you can find this game on the original Xbox, get it, because you can play this game on the original or the original 360. You can pop this in on your 360, and it looks just as great as it did 12 years ago. I highly recommend, even if you have to pay a little bit more money, get this version of the game. The graphics are insane good. The backgrounds when you're fighting are awesome. And the gameplay itself, the fighting, for starters, you can be button mashing like a son of a bitch and still win some of these games because it's just cool to figure out some of these combinations and stuff. But it allows you to still get into that action, get in there and fight, even though you don't know what you're doing. Obviously, if you want to progress better into the game, you gotta learn those combos, because that's just really the only way to beat some of the later characters. And I find that every time I beat this game, I beat it like 3 or 4 times, you unlock new costumes, new outfits for your character. And there's 2 modes. There's arcade and versus, and I played both. I love the versus mode. I played against my brother, and I whooped his ass up and down. But the arcade mode is just as fun, and I highly recommend you go out and get this on eBay or just start thrifting for this game, because this one right here is an absolute gem for this system. Alright, so that was all my Xbox games. Now all that's left is my PlayStation 2 games, so let's get right to it. So the reason why I picked up this little sealed EverQuest Online Adventures demo disc is because it triggered a memory from a long time ago when I got a fan mail about 4 years ago, and I did a video on it, and a fan of mine sent me this in the mail, and I didn't know what it was until I opened it, obviously. But like, even though seeing this, reading on the top, it says it came from Sony Online Entertainment, EverQuest Online Adventures, and it came from San Diego, California, is where I'm guessing this was based out of, the EverQuest series. And it comes with 2 discs, 2 PlayStation 2 discs, and they both say EverQuest Online Adventures on both of them. And this one has 2 discs in here. And they say not for resale, public beta volume 2. And this one says public beta volume 3. And they have codes on them. I don't know what it all entails, because I've never played EverQuest. But I remember I had this. And here are like sets of instructions from EverQuest and stuff. It says Beta Phase 2 on there. And the back has all kinds of key controls for your keyboard or stuff. Oh no, not for your keyboard, for your controller. But it says basic keyboard controllers. Oh, escape. Oh, I guess you're supposed to play this with a keyboard? I don't know. This one's for EverQuest Online Adventures Beta Phase 3. So it has instructions for both sets of discs. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, that'd be cool to match it up with the beta demo or the beta disc for the EverQuest. So this is basically the same thing, but this is the demo disc, and these are the beta discs. So I don't know, figure that out. Okay, so next up we have Mercenaries 2 World in Flames. Now, for the obvious reason, I picked this game up because it was $1.50. But if you really like just blowing shit up, the story's just ludicrous. The plot is stupid. You can pick from several players or characters. I picked the guy that's on the cover because I like his weird accent that he has.
I'm used to people trying to kill me, but this is something personal.
And when he talks, it's just he talks funny. And that's basically the only reason why I picked this guy. But for the overall gameplay, it plays pretty solid for a game that came out in 2008. Same time around when Fallout 3 came out. So you'd expect the frame rate to be a little bit better. It's a huge open world. From the time that I played for about 2 hours. And in those 2 hours, I really didn't do much of the story because I was just really happy blowing shit up. You can pretty much interact with anything in the world. The only annoying shit is that I found that you have to keep driving up and down Venezuela. That's where this movie or this game takes place. And it plays like GTA in that sense, where you got to get yourself in a car, drive. You see the little map on the side. You got to drive all the way up to where the vendors are to buy these vehicles in order for you to have a lot of fun blowing shit up. So for $1.50, if you want to have a good time blowing shit up, Mercenaries 2 World in Flames is right up your alley, guys. so okay, this thing just got marked down to 99 cents. And it's Athens 2004 for the PlayStation 2. And it's all Olympic games.
They get away first time. And going very strongly is Jamaica.
It's all games based off of the Olympics from 2004 in Athens, Greece. And man, for 99 cents, I think she even gave it to me for 50 cents, to be honest with you. I'm next to positive she didn't even charge me for this for $1. I'm next to positive. I popped this in, and I said, I'm not going to do that shit where I only play for 5 or 10 minutes and get bored of it. No, I'm going to play for a solid hour, and a solid hour I played. And within that hour, I played like sprinting games. I played swimming events where I swam. I did what was that? Where I did like the long jump. There was some weightlifting, and it's basically all button mashing. But it kind of feels really good to be set into that setting, because it's like they put you right into the mix. You hear the audience in the background. You hear the whole stadium cheering you on. And if you got surround sound, it sounds really good. For the time, 2004, when this game came out, the graphics are really solid. The frame rate is really good, since it's only you playing. On most of the events, you're by yourself, so the frame rate doesn't drop too bad. A little bit when you're like racing, kind of does drop, because you've got all those other racers racing with you, so the frame rate kind of drops there. But when you're doing an event by yourself, like weightlifting or long jump running, it plays just fine. There's no real glitches in the game. Overall, I had fun. For 50 cents, I mean, it's not that bad. I know you guys will probably look at this game and be like, I'll probably never pick it up. But I kind of look forward to finding games like this, because it's like, it's mindless fun. It's really cool. So for 50 cents, I always give a game like this a chance. Stay as far away from this piece of shit game as you possibly can. What can I say about this game? I know I promised myself to give at least an hour of gameplay to these games that I picked up, but guys, 15-20 minutes tops, and I was ripping off the last hair that I have left. This is an abomination. You start off with Exhibit, where you can't even, they couldn't even get the real voice actor. You couldn't even get Exhibit to voice this. It was some knockoff Exhibit trying to make out like what was Exhibit's voice.
I want you to set up shop here in Pimp City for a while and see if you could turn this automotively challenged city around and whip the people of Pimp City's rides into shape.
You yourself have to get into, as Exhibit, have to drive to vendors around the city and pick up parts, and when you get there, you have to do these mindless actions to transform the car by rotating the controller this way and action push this button, mash this button, and it's just a cheap Need for Speed 2 knockoff for the original Xbox. I'd rather play that game if I'm going to be customizing these cars, because this car customization game is shit. Holy cow. And it says $1.50, so which means I probably got it for $1. $1 too much if you ask me, guys. So the next game we have up on the chopping block is The Getaway. So this game took a really long time to make and develop, and it cost a shit ton of money, and it didn't pan out so well. It's set in London, and from what I'm told, back in the day when it came out, in 2003, it kind of flopped. So I wanted to take a good point of view for myself. I was going to give myself more than an hour to play with this game. I wound up playing it for around 4 to 5, and it plays almost like GTA 3 to give it a good comparison. It's very linear. Oh man, is it linear. It literally goes from mission to mission. It really doesn't let you stray to explore, even though you're set in the city of London, where I don't know how London looks, but I'm sure if it took that long to develop, I'm pretty sure it's very accurate depiction of the city, back from 2003 anyway. And it's cool in the sense that this game doesn't have any of the normal, just like GTA, where you have a health bar or where you have a little map at the bottom with a compass. This game literally throws all that shit out the window, and it plays more like I felt like I was playing a movie, because it's so solid into it, to where it goes from cutscenes, from you playing, and there's nothing on the screen. It literally, you're just playing a movie. It feels like you're just playing the movie, and you play until you get to the next cutscene. And it's weird in the sense like, oh, well, where are you going if you don't have a map? And there's no map. While you're driving, you're like, where the hell am I going? I said that so many times until I figured out that there's a freaking blinker. The lights on your car blink right and left to tell you which way you're supposed to go. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get stupid really fast, because when you're getting chased by the cops, that really doesn't work, because you're telling the cops basically where the hell you're going. So if they're right behind you and your blinker's turning right or left, guess where the hell they're gonna be turning to. It's really weird in that sense. And health-wise, there's no health bar, so basically when you take too much damage, you start to limp and you start to walk really slow, and there's blood all over your suit. And I was like, where the hell is the health? Like, how do you heal? Well, basically you have to lean up against a wall of some sort, and you heal that way. I thought, what the hell? And the blood that's on you soaks back into your body, and that's how you know you're at full health again. I thought that was so weird. Anyways, I was into this game for about 4 hours, and I kind of got bored of it after that time, because the story just gets very repetitive and it's like I said, very linear. There's no straying off the course. You got a set path, and that's it. They want you to move in that set path. And when it came to that point, I just got kind of bored of it. And for $1.50, I recommend it. But any more than that, I probably wouldn't. It's a really long game to get into. And if you just don't have the time and effort to play that type of game, then just stay away from it. But if you do, and it's really cheap, it's one for you. Okay, so this next game is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Again, I got it for $1.50. I popped this in for the PlayStation 2, and the graphics were, for the time it came out, it was actually pretty good. They don't hold up too much today, obviously, but I played this for the 360, the same game for the 360, and I wound up beating it. It was really fun. I actually liked the 360 version way better than this version, even though this version is slightly different than the 360 version. I had more fun playing the 360 version than this actual version for the PlayStation 2. The gameplay itself was a little choppy. It's a hack and slash. I like that you get to play as Jack Sparrow in this game, because I played the Pirates of the Caribbean for the original Xbox that Bethesda made, and you were just the nameless captain. But in this one, you actually follow the movie. It's an actual good representation of the movie. You play along as Jack Sparrow, and they even throw out his voice once in a while. For the most part, you're just going to get dialogue, you're going to get cutscenes, but there's no voice acting. I thought that was so cheap. I'm like, you skimped out on the voice acting just to save a little bit on the budget. I was a little pissed off about that, because you kind of had to use your imagination to fill in the voices as they play out a cutscene, and then they do text, so that you have to read all that bullshit. It sucks. And the best part of the game by far is just going around getting slapped by all the women. And that's pretty much the most fun I can talk about this game, is that I was getting slapped by every woman that I kept harassing throughout the game, which is basically real life. So if you're going to play this game in particular, find the 360 version, because you're going to have a hell of a lot more time trying to unlock all those achievements. It keeps the gameplay going, the replay value on it, to try and finish those achievements, which you don't get that in this version. So if you can find either one, get the 360. So lastly, we're down to the last game, and I know some of you guys are saying, hallelujah, he's done. I know, me too. Try editing this shit, man. This is crazy. It took me over a month to play all these games, for at least 1 to 2, some even 4 to 5. And I wanted to talk a little bit more accurate about them, since I didn't want to just show you what I got. I wanted to show you that I played these games, and if I had fun or not with them. And if you wanted to go ahead and get them, by all means, you know, you can go and experience the same type of bullshit or fun that I had. And lastly, we have Gun Griffin Blaze. And I gotta tell you guys, this game was hard. At first, I had fun. At first, it was hard to get used to the controls. The controls are really janky and really hard to get used to. And not to mention all that bullshit that's on the screen, man. Trying to distinguish what you're trying to hit in front of you, because you got squiggly lines everywhere. You got meters, and you got all kinds of shit. Like, what is all this shit, man? What is this? So they send you out on the first missions where you just blow shit up. You're having fun. You're just destructing. I like destruction, because I like playing Hulk games where you just blow shit up. And that's what the first mission was. You get to blow shit up, and it's awesome, right? But then, once you pass the first couple of missions where you get to blow shit up, they put you into these, oh, godforsaken escort missions where you're just left with, I hate this game. I hate escort missions. I cannot stand escort missions where you have to protect someone that cannot be protected. I cannot stand that shit. Those type of games just throw me off, completely off the game. And after like the 10th trying to escort this goddamn this mission where I had to escort, it took, and the mission's 10 minutes long, man. 10 minutes. I know 10 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but playing on an escort mission for 10 minutes, it's eternity. And when you die, you have to replay those 10. Oh, screw that. No, man, I don't recommend this game at all. Even at $1.90 or $1.50, whatever I got it for, I didn't have fun playing this, so I can't pass this one on to you guys as fun, because I didn't have fun. Well, with that being said, that was the last one, and thank God I played all these games. I'm sorry it took so long. I just wanted to play these games for you guys, and I hope I either inspired or kept you away from some of these games. Even though they were cheap, I think I got a sweet deal on all of them. My little honey hole will stay my little honey hole because I'm going to go back for more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you guys liked this video, if it was informative in any way, hit that like button. And if you're not a subscriber and you want to see more of these videos, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Okchief. Peace out, y'all.